All right guys, John and Owen here. We are here in Grange, Kentucky to check out PUI, Parts Unlimited Interiors.
And I know you guys are familiar with that PUI name. We offer a lot of their products, seat covers, window felts, door panels. It's all USA made right here in Kentucky. So let's go in and let's check out what they have for us.
We've got Alex here who's going to show us around, give us a little tour of the facility. We're going to see how the fine quality materials that they're working with get turned into the seat covers and door panels and window felts and everything that you guys are putting on your cars.
Before we start, Alex, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the history of PUI. Can you give us a little overview? You guys started in 1977?
Started in 1977. It was called American Corvair Parts. We sold NOS Corvair parts at the time. We decided to start making interiors for the Corvairs. We found a sewing machine, we found a sewer, we started making them, and then we expanded to Camaro, and eventually the Corvair parts went away, and we became Parts Unlimited, and we make parts for thousands of cars now.
Thousands of cars.
Camaros, GM, all GM, trucks, Chrysler, Mopar, Ford stuff, we do it all at this point.
And this is all US based. This isn't contracted overseas. I mean, you guys are right here in Kentucky and right outside of Louisville.
The vast majority of everything we make in this building. There are a few parts we have to get overseas, but the vast majority of everything we make here. Soup to nuts, we start with raw vinyl, ended up with seats, door panels, headliners, whatever.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. I know, I talk a lot on the phones with a lot of customers looking for parts, and they're always asking for good quality parts. Always saying, "Hey, am I going to buy this seat cover or this window felt? Is it going to last me?" And from what we hear, we talk all the time. We always love PUI parts. They're always really good quality control. So we're glad to be out here at the warehouse and check everything out.
Oh, yeah, love to show you the place.
If you're ever wondering how PUI figures out what color vinyl needs to be ordered when making these reproduction seat covers, this is how they find out. If they had an old car that's been sitting out, the vinyl in that car is going to be faded and it's not going to be correct. Cliff's going to show us what they're using to be able to make sure the vinyl matches what it was originally when those seat covers were made.
Yeah, so basically what we do is we utilize dealer showroom album books. So this is a 1966 Chevrolet showroom book. Has all the vinyl colors, grains, everything we would need to identify the correct colors and grains for those years, along with Detroit books, which are just color swatch books. We kind of match everything up to make sure there's no variation in color, and then that's how we get our color matches. We go to our suppliers and have them match these colors as exact as we can get them, so that we make the correct product for the consumer.
These books are really cool. They even have the exterior color options that were available in those years. Really cool piece of history.
Yeah, and they're difficult to find and expensive to acquire when you can find them in good shape.
I would imagine.
Just like the cars, these books were built, made in 1966, so they're not reproducing them anywhere.
If you guys look at this, you can see how crisp in color those, the colors are on these samples that they have from this 66. So these were all made in 1966, and they're just as pretty as they were when they were brand new.
So we've got the color. You guys found the original sample. You based it off the original sample from 66 or what year it was. Now we're here with Tristan, and we're in what room is this, Tristan?
This is our pattern and CAD office. So this is where we start everything with two-dimensional cut files, drawings, paper patterns, whichever we need for the product. So we do several things in here. When we get original products, this is where we start tearing things down, basically. For example, we've got a couple pieces of just some old raw material here. You can see once you get something out of the car like this, where it was stitched and folded for so many years, you're left with something that's not exactly perfect for patterning. So usually our first step is to kind of lay everything out nice and flat and straight. We make a paper pattern. We do a variety of these. We make some of them out of just this flat construction paper. We also do the pattern boards like this. Once we have something like that, then we put it all into the computer. So we use full CAD suites here. We use PathWorks mainly. That's all of this stuff. It's a photo digitizing system. So the cool thing about this one is we can actually take a picture of one of these pattern pieces or raw material, whatever we have on the table, and then we can bring that picture straight into our CAD software. This machine's very accurate. The most difference I've ever seen it spit out is about 1/4 of an inch. I keep rulers and stuff in here, make sure we get everything down to as close as we can get it, and we send it to the cutter from here. You can see we do all of the cutout holes for seat belts and things in the cut file. V-notches to allow lineup and sewing and things is all done in here, so that's all part of the original cut file.
Well, that's awesome to hear. So this is the next step. This is where you get the design, so then you can take it to the vinyl.
Once we've got the material and what we need to make the product, this is what tells all of the machinery how to cut it, what to cut, where to cut, what size.
That's really awesome. So you guys really do start to finish on designing everything. That's awesome.
All by hand.
So they're cutting vinyl for many different parts, I would assume, doing
Seats, doors, we also cut foam, everything we need to make a seat or a door panel.
Okay.
First stop after color matching and patterning comes here.
Okay.
I cut 67 Camaros, and then I'll cut 68 Chevelles, and then maybe a Mopar.
Okay.
It's hard to line.
Yeah.
It has to start here before it goes anywhere else. And we can cut them 4 or 5 layers deep.
Okay.
More efficient that way. He cuts, drills holes, notches, has a punch in the head also. These machines were originally built for the clothing industry, but they work out perfect for us.
Yeah.
So he'll pull the actual parts off. That's cool. Computer controls have gotten so much better, efficiency's gotten so much better, and so much faster. It cuts 4 or 5 layers deep. It does it at a much faster pace than the older cutting machines. And it's all wireless, so we put a pattern in up front, push a button, and it's here. It's a really good machine for us.
And he's putting in the chrome strip there.
Right. Compression runs up to the top edge of the board, and you can't let it seal to the board because you have to put a top rail on it. Yeah. So that Teflon keeps it from actually sealing to the board. It still allows the impression to happen, but it doesn't stick to the board. So this is where the door panels are actually constructed. This is a dielectric machine, also known as RF welding. It's basically radio frequency, heat, and pressure. We have a tool that's a reverse image of the door panel. Once they run it through the machine, it compresses and seals the vinyl through the padding to the board. and gives us the impression of the door panel. In this case, it's the 78 to 81 Camaro standard door panel.
So this is what gets the vinyl down onto the backer board.
And gives you the impression and the design that's in the panel. You know, there are several different designs. A lot of them have chrome, wood grain, things like that. It's all that. All of that process happens in this machine. It's a scientific process, but it really is an art form. You know, there are a lot of factors that affect it as far as heat, humidity, things like that. So we have starting points for all of our tooling, but pretty much these guys know how to make adjustments to make everything run like it should. It's funny, we worked with a company out of Findlay, Ohio, but they had a facility in Mexico as well. Yeah. And years ago we worked with them, and when we went down to visit the facility, they actually had these machines. And it's like, those are really made like 20 minutes from our plant. And they had one in Mexico and in Findlay, Ohio.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We sell more and more pre-assembled doors. There used to be, we sold more flat doors, some pre-assembled doors. I think now, you know, with the exception of the panels that just never were pre-assembled, we sell way more pre-assembled than flat. So pretty much everything goes through this gluing process. Sometimes if it's an unassembled door, that's pretty much it. It's once they glue it and turn it, it gets bagged and put on the shelf. For the pre-assembled doors, once they're done turning, they go next door where they put the top rails, window felts, door lock barrels, any moldings or anything like that.
So this part's where they tidy it up. They cut the remainder of the vinyl. They
Turn
get
the
it,
cornerstone.
turn it on in.
So they glue the edges, turn the material so that it gives it a nice finished edge.
And this is all hand glued. This isn't a machine. This
All
isn't
hand glued.
all made by hand.
Yep, spray glue and turn by hand. Wears your thumbs out, but once you get used to it,
Let's say you probably win
tolerable.
some thumb wrestles for a champion over here.
yeah. Once they're turned, if they're going to be a pre-assembled door panel, then we bring them over here. This is where they put the top rail, the window felt, door lock ferrules, any moldings that need to be put on, all get done in this department. Once he puts the top rail on, it'll go over and you see he's actually doing the same gluing process, but finishing out the top rail portion. Then he'll add any door lock ferrules. So basically, once they're done turning and gluing the rails, it comes back to this department and the window felt gets installed. Once the window felt's installed, it's ready to be bagged and taken to the shop.
Made it look so easy.
Now you have a finished door.
That's a nice looking panel. I mean, look at that. Look how pretty that panel is. Freshly made. Perfect for your car.
Alrighty, so we've seen a door panel get completely assembled. Where are we at now? This is a whole circle contraption? I mean,
Yeah, quite a large piece of machinery. So this is our seat foam molding department. So we do reproduction seat foam for just about everything that we offer interior components for. We have a seat foam that goes with it. We do buckets, benches, we do seat foams with wires, we do the molded headrests, pretty much anything that uses the polyurethane foam molding gets done back here. So you can see we've got this huge carousel, all of our individual molds right up here. Everything is temperature controlled by that water controller there in the middle, keeps all of the molds the correct temperature to allow everything to cure and set up properly. Over here, he's doing the mold release. It's kind of a non-stick coating that coats the inside of these molds, just lets everything pop out nice and easy. Pours over there. This circle is timed to take about 10 minutes, give or take a few seconds to go all the way around. So from the time that he pours there to the time that it gets back to the mold release station, that foam is ready to pop out.
nice.
Gets mold released, spins back around the dry. By the time it gets back to that head, ready to pour again, got another foam. So pretty efficient process here. We can produce anywhere from 50 to 120 of these a day, depending on which one it is. The benches, obviously, bigger, takes a little bit longer to cure, a little more chemical. But as far as the buckets and stuff go, it's a pretty quick, efficient process.
Yeah, and so on this carousel, you can see, what do we have, like a bottom and a back for
Yeah,
each style of
so-
car that you guys are working on in this run?
Yeah, the majority of them are 2 pieces. We have a couple that are 3 pieces, a couple that, you know, the backrest's a little different, but they share the same cushion. So it's a pretty healthy variety. For example, right here in front of us, those right there, the 1965 Impala buckets. We got some 70 to 71 Mopar stuff. Looks like we've got some Camaro stuff heading this way, so we have a pretty healthy mix of what we run on a daily basis too. It's a little bit of everything. You can actually see he's about to pop one out now. It's a 8292 Camaro. So you can see kind of what he's doing now. It's just going around the edges, busting the corners loose, letting some air up under that. Once you get the corners to give, the rest of it will kind of come out.
Man.
There is your Camaro bottom. So the next step is to crush this. Because of the chemical composition we use and the type of foam it is, it needs to be crushed through this crusher. What this does is it opens up all the cells in the foam, allows it to cure a little bit better, gets rid of all the inconsistencies with cure. You know, if you didn't use this crushing machine, a lot of times what happens is the thinner edges will cure first. And then you'll be left with like a softer outside edge, but a really hard center. So what this does is it opens all of those cells up and allows it all to cure at the same rate. So then we'll put them up here on these shelves. We let them sit for 24 hours. That allows everything time to fully dry, harden up, get ready to go. We glue all of the listings on them right over there in that glue booth. By the time we're done with that, we put it in the box. It's ready to put on your frame. No
this is-
line up, no anything required.
So So you're saying start to finish, you got a bottom and a back, 15-ish minutes?
Yeah.
Usually?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And again, some of them are a little different. The benches obviously take a little longer. This one, for example, takes a little longer just because it's got all of the wire inside that's used for installation of the cover. So you got to make sure that's all lined up, sitting in the right channels, all your measurements on that are correct. But for the most part, 15-ish minutes and you'll have a completed bucket.
Wow. And do you guys like test these in any way? Is there like any quick test you guys
We do.
before they go in the box?
So we have a durometer tester that'll tell us, the density and everything. We try to stay pretty equivalent to what the factory was using back in the 70s and 80s. However, we do use a different chemical composition. The chemical that we use is a little bit better for durability. It doesn't tend, if you've ever seen one of the older like classic seat foams, a lot of times when you pull the cover off, it's real flaky.
Yeah.
It gets hard and
Foam
just starts
breaking
to
up.
turn into dust and crystallize,
Yeah.
And that was all just because of the polyurethane mix that they used back then. So what we use now is a little bit more flexible. It holds up over time better, especially after seating cycles. It got here with no information. We had nothing. It was starting from scratch. We had the machine, but there was no user manual on how to use the machine. All of the instructions were in Chinese. There was no chemical mix. There was no shot size. There was nothing. So I spent probably 8 months every day from 7 o'clock till 4:30, 5 o'clock. I was back here just testing. I started shooting in the big trash cans like that just so I could try and like dial in my weight to density measurements and everything. And then I moved into just testing some molds, and then I started doing pairs, and it was just a gradual kind of getting everything lined out. So a lot of this has just been, it is kind of a custom thing. We didn't have any information to run off of. We had some originals. Original seat foam is not anything to base any reference off of. Just so you know, it kind of sucks trying to get information off of a 45-year-old. Yeah. So we've just kind of figured it out. I've done probably 25 to 30 different sets of PASs over the last couple of years, making sure everything fits right, sits on the frame correctly. Wires are in the correct place for all the pulls on the covers. It's been a learning curve. I'm very proud of how we've been able to figure this out and actually get it to where we're selling, 60, 70 of them a day. And my return rate's less than 2%. So
That's awesome.
pretty happy with that. And there's just something so satisfying about sitting in one of these cars with a modern foam and cover. It's just a night and day difference between what came from the factory in the 70s and what's still in a lot of these cars. To feel something like this, it's a total game changer.
All right, move from seat foams. Where are we at now?
So this is our laser cutter. We use this for a few different things, mainly to cut our ABS headliner shells. So huge for the Camaros, all of the 73 and 4 F-body, T-top, all of the Camaro headliner shells are cut on this machine. So super simple to use. It just uses 2D cut files. The same type of cut files that we talked about up front in the pattern office earlier can also be used on this machine. So we kind of came full circle with the 2D files.
Yeah.
But it can cut a full ABS headliner shell out in about 5 minutes. Does the dome light cutouts, all of the visor stuff. We can use this for door boards as well for some of the miscellaneous stuff that we don't have tooling for. So we can do a variety of paper cuts. We'd use it for ABS, obviously. We can do MDF and plywood and things like that. We've used it a few times for our tool and die shop when they cut out the big die boards. This can cut that material as well. And then as well for all of our glove boxes that we're about to launch. We're working on getting everything ready to do glove boxes for everything that we do interior for. So this machine will cut all of that out of the multi-layer board for the glove boxes. that is a finished ABS shell for a 74 to 81 Camaro.
Yeah. Yep. You can tell it's all the precision cuts.
And again,
it's all
perfect
straight.
edges, nothing sharp, good and smooth.
Yeah. That is sweet.
We're in the middle of our sewing department. This is our highest skilled people in the building. This is not a skill you can do easily, putting seats together. Some of these ladies have been training for years to be here.
Yeah.
But to do an upholstery set correct every time is just, it's very hard. So there's a lot of skill here. This is really the heart of our operation. Bringing 4 or 5 panels together at the same time, plus foam, plus vinyl, it has to line up perfectly. Top piece of the seat, bottom piece of the seat, side of the seat. It's just really tough to do.
Right, getting all those pieces.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
Come together correctly, yeah. And we're lucky that most of you people have been with us for decades, so we don't lose them very often.
Right.
On occasion, by retires, but so we have a very, very good crew. We're sewing an insert right here for our Resto Mod seats. This would be very, very hard to do by hand, so most of our sewing here is all done by hand, but this is done by computer. That's a 70s Chevelle seat. We actually do the complete installation of everything. Upholstery, frames, plastic, it's really done. It's ready to go out.
Ready to bolt in the car.
Ready to bolt in the car. 4 bolts and it's ready to go.
So we watched the sewn insert for the seats on the other machine. This is a 67 Camaro Deluxe dielectric insert. Same process as the door panel. The only difference is this doesn't have a board backing. It's all vinyl padding and vinyl, so it's able to be sewn into a seat.
So this is our bagging department. Every single thing that we manufacture in this building comes through here before it leaves the building. So we look at every single seat cover, sun visor, door panel, armrest pad, anything that we manufacture here gets looked at up here. This is one of our most important quality stops. You can see our lady Tina here. She is the lead over this department. She handles most of our seats, but she's gonna check all of the dielectrics, all of the stitching. She's gonna pull on the edges, make sure everything lines up good, no loose threads, nothing that's gonna pop out in installation. Once she gives it her blessing, she'll put it in the bag, put our quality sticker of approval on it, and then they go to the shelf, ready to ship to our customers.
All right, guys, we're wrapping up our tour here at the PUI facility. These guys did an awesome job, showed us all around, took care of us. Got to see some really cool things here today of how these great products are made, the stuff you guys are buying and putting in your cars. So keep in mind PUI anytime you're thinking about getting new interior for your car. It's made in the US right here in Grange.
I mean, you can definitely tell that you guys do a great job of taking care of this place, taking care of employees. I mean, it truly is awesome seeing it start to finish all in-house, and we really do thank you guys for...
We're very proud of the place, so thank you for seeing us, but we're very proud of the place. Great employees, great employees.
Yeah.